Burritos.
Yeah, okay. This is Talking with Burritos, the podcast that gives you something to talk about when you decide to start talking about Logan, to get ready for Logan, the movie that's coming out March 3rd. I didn't want to get my hopes up, but I can't help it. It's been in the making. I've been wanting to see this movie forever. This movie. I don't want to see. Actually, I've been wanting to see Weapon X,
Yeah. Wait,
and I
what?
still never got it. I never got the Weapon X that I wanted. The Weapon X,
Gotcha. Weapon
yeah,
X movie.
the
Gotcha,
Weapon
gotcha.
X in the books that you read, the violent, horrible.
What you talking about? You watched X-Men Apocalypse?
No, that's not the one I'm talking about, sir. That was a softy movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you gonna get soft towards the end?
You know what? They were pretty brutal throughout that whole movie, for what it's worth. I just don't think they wanted that R rating. You know, they were pretty close to an R.
True.
How
Were
Magneto
they?
killed those dudes.
I have to watch it over again. Which one?
Apocalypse was a pretty close to being R.
Yeah, he was badass. Yeah,
You know,
but
Magneto when he killed that group, and they
yeah.
dropped a
But
lot
Magneto always he was always killing groups.
of... Yeah. But no, it was actually bloody, though.
Yeah, I guess. I need to watch it again because I don't remember any of that. I remember the end
I
scene
only remember the...
with Magneto just
Yeah.
circling around and controlling things and just floating, like being basically useless in
I
a
was gonna
damn dogfight.
I only remember the cool parts, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't even remember those, so that's the problem. I was thinking more of First Class when I think about Apocalypse. I'm like, I remember First Class, and so just recently, just before I came and picked you up, I was thinking, oh, Apocalypse. No, First Class. That was a dope movie. Can't wait to watch that one because it didn't really affect me that much.
No, Apocalypse. I mean, it doesn't. It's one of those ones that I don't think will have a lasting impression on people. You know, it's
Yeah.
pretty lame, but I
So
did
lame.
like it. You know,
Really?
I wouldn't say
have to watch it again though because I didn't really.
you didn't like.
I didn't take to
You,
it.
you didn't like.
You know, as far as it being in the canon of the X-Men movies, it just didn't. It just bugged me. Okay, so you guys, we're gonna start out with review tizers. And the review tizers is just that, you know, before the main dish, you know, we're gonna throw out some movie reviews, but it's gonna be totally different. Where we're not gonna go off the subject matter of the X-Men, so we're gonna stay within that canon of the X-Men and just talk about the 3 movies that we were, you know, just kind of watched again
Two
to
out of
get
3.
ready for this podcast. Because, you know, yeah, we going into it. The movies are actually part of the Wolverine legacy as far as on screen is concerned. And so this is, hopefully they are leading up into it.
Technically,
Kinda.
they've been what's it called? They've been retconned not to exist. Technically,
Yeah.
these 3 movies never happened.
Really?
Yeah, don't you remember Days of Future Past?
Yeah, that's true. So they really did just ignore them?
Yeah, they retconned
They're-
them not to exist.
Oh, I did not. Did I? Just
Because okay, these 3 movies led to what the Days of Future Past beginning led to with
Yes.
like all this
yeah, with the
Sentinels
Doom and
being like,
yes,
we're going
the
to kill
Sentinels
you."
and all that. Yeah, the
and
weird.
shit like that. But then they prevented it from happening and had a
Yes.
better future.
Yes.
And old man Logan there's be like, ugh, hot Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Did they get? Yeah, they got Rebecca Stamos back for that, didn't they?
When?
For Days of Future Past at the end.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
she's not Stamos anymore. She's
No,
I
just
can't remember her
Rebecca
last name.
Lemaine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rebecca
that's
Lemaine.
what she goes by now. So she doesn't. I think she got married, but she didn't take the last name
Yeah.
or something. Or she's not using it as far as her stage name is concerned. But yeah. So we're gonna go over those movies because you know they're.
But that's not
a
Rebecca
delight.
Stamos was fucking Mystique. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about Jean Grey. I
Oh,
can't remember who
Fimke.
Yeah, yeah.
Fimke Johannesson is in some.
Yeah.
There's something like that. She's on a new show too, and I was glad to see her again. It's on. It's on this show, the Blacklist. You know that show.
Mhm.
It's a spinoff of that. It should be debuting soon on NBC. I don't know why I'm plugging that shit. I don't even know the
On
name.
NBC.
I don't know the name to plug it. So ha.
It's called Black Hat. There we go.
No, I think it
It's
starts
called
with
Black
the E.
Uh,
Extreme Blacklist. I don't know.
um,
But yeah, she's in that, so
Ewing.
it's good to see her. So I'm like, oh, that's fair because I'm watching X-Men right now. Oh, that's her. Oh, that's cool. Oh, this is weird how the universe works. Start talking about somebody, you start seeing them around.
yeah, there they go. There
Yeah,
they are.
it's like that one car that you say, oh, I never seen anybody with that car, and then all of a sudden,
You
you're
see
driving
them.
around, you see everybody with that car. It's like,
Mhm.
what the hell, really?
The only one that doesn't happen with that is a DeLorean.
Yes, you won't see that car. You won't see that one. That'd be kind of cool though. People driving around in DeLoreans. Well, no. You go back to the 80s. You can find it.
Barely.
The Days of Future Past. Again.
No, Days of Future Past was 70s.
Yeah, that's
we have to go to Apocalypse.
I'm still a little mad about that. I was talking to Matt about that. I'm still angry on that shit, man. So I know they had to use Wolverine, but they didn't have to use Wolverine. You know, it's all Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde, she went back in the future, man. Wolverine was playing Kitty Pryde's part. It was freaking annoying. And it just annoyed me. I annoyed you. And then your damn Sentinels look like the damn Battlefield Earth and people. No,
what? They don't look like Battlefield
Earth. They look
Earth.
like Cylons from.
They do not look like
Galactica. They did too.
Battlestar Galactica.
Battleship Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica.
No.
And they
Battleship Galactica.
Like
as long as you own it, it's not a lie. Battleship Galactica.
Okay, alternative over here.
Yes, this whole episode is all alternatives. That's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna say the right shit. I'm saying all the wrong things that's happening in this movie.
Today we're talking about Doom Patrol.
We're not talking about X-Men. We're talking about Z-Man.
We're talking about D Patrol.
I'm talking about A-Man. Wait, it would be Z, X, Y, Z. So it would be C-Man. Sorry,
Seamen. We're talking about semen today.
I don't know why that's so stupid. See, I'm tired.
The letter C and then men.
Yeah, semen.
We're not talking about the hit game from the Dreamcast, Seaman.
Yeah, they're talking
with
about
with Leonard Nimoy. It's a real game.
Is
Look
it?
Up. Seaman, like SEA man.
Yeah, Seaman.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are they thinking?
You use the mic
because you know what people are gonna think.
The game was weird as is, because you use the mic to talk with the little sea man there, and he like communicates with you and insults you and stuff.
Are you steering a ship?
No, you're talking to a little sea man. He's a little creature.
Why?
Because it's the Dreamcast and it was weird.
Oh, all right, man.
Look up Seaman.
And Leonard Nimoy did that?
He was like the narrator for the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it was a real thing?
It's a real game.
Thing that people invested money in?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a cult. It has a cult following.
What was the objective of said game?
You raised the little Seaman.
You just raised him.
You just raised him. It's like a little pet simulator. And
okay.
And you would talk to him, and he'd talk back and be a little shithead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what they mean by like Goat Simulator?
No. Goat Simulator, you literally play as a goat that...
Really?
I've played it. It's pretty fun for like about 10 minutes.
Because every time I'm on Steam, it's like
Goat Simulator.
I'm like, this is popular? Wait, what's wrong with the goat? I'm like, why are we simulating the goats? And I'm like, I'm not clicking on this bitch, so I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a pretty
looks
dumb...
totally ridiculous.
It's a dumb fun game, but it's only good for like about 10 minutes, Yeah. It's pretty dumb.
Okay. All right, damn it.
Like you
stay on topic,
I know. We
man.
can stay on topic.
Shit. Review time.
Because you decided to be like Seaman.
I'm the alternative facts one guy this episode. I'm going with that one because X-Men, XYZ, and then your third letter, C, man. Come on. Instead of Wolverine, we have
Badger.
No, he has to be a less threatening animal.
Oh, how about a
kitty cat?
A weasel.
A weasel.
It's in the same
family, but he's like the little runt of the family.
Yeah. Weasel or an otter.
Otters are fucking vicious, though.
They are.
They can be vicious. Yes.
So can weasels.
That's true. Weasels are a little vicious.
All those animals in that little phylum are.
They really
vicious.
are. They just got temper tantrums. Like I've seen a weasels claw up some damn people.
Mm-hmm.
Like they try to bring them out. Like, well, I never touched the damn thing, but I had a friend or two maybe with weasels, and they're always like, "Oh, I got these scars and stuff," because they try to handle the damn thing. It's like, I do not want to be touched, but you're gonna try to bring
ferret.
Your hand
They're not
here.
vicious.
Yes, they are.
Ferrets are.
You seen a little mean ferret? I've seen mean. Ferrets.
I've never met a mean.
It could have been a weasel, but looked like a ferret.
They look a lot alike.
Yeah, they kind of do. I just don't like the smell of those animals.
They stink.
Yeah,
they stink bad.
Like I'm like, dude, your house smells like a animal. Like just threw up in here. Yeah. So let's go X-Men, people. So we're just gonna recap the X-Men. So if you don't know the X-Men, go back and this is one of the first real.
What are you doing if you're listening to this one? Go watch X-Men and X-Men 2.
Definitely.
Like,
don't sit here. Don't. Seriously,
you can buy all three of the originals
listen.
at Walmart for $10 right now.
Damn.
Altogether. I almost bought
Blu-ray?
it actually. No, DVD.
Oh, just DVD.
Yeah. But I almost actually got it too.
I might have to go buy that.
And then they have the 2 Wolverine ones for $10, and then the Days of Future Past and First Class for $10 for like together.
See, I was trying to remember if there were 3. I was thinking like, okay, well, you have you have Wolverine, you have Wolverine, the Wolverine, and then you have
Logan.
Logan coming out, right? And then I was like, okay, you have First Class and then Apocalypse. And I totally forgot about Days of Future Past. So damn, so that means
that one left such a bad taste in your mouth. That's
more
why.
movies to watch. And maybe now that it's been time, my expectations are low, I can actually watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, because like I cleansed my palate a little bit of because after I saw Moonlight, I'm like, okay, I'm done with everyone else creates shit films because Moonlight was awesome.
It looks amazing.
It's actually pretty good. The story is what really draws that movie, man.
And I've got a lot of movies I need to catch up.
Yeah, they have some
we got
cool
Jackie
technical
too.
stuff. You got the Jackie.
Yeah, you got Jackie.
Oh man, see, I need to see that, but I don't know if the J Dog has the time.
They're all in the morning.
Yeah,
or I think it's all in the morning.
Well, yeah, because
no, it's Hell or High Water split screen with that one.
You had that one too?
Yeah, we have Hell or High Water.
Well, we had that tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've had Hell or High Water for like 2 weeks.
Okay, then why the hell would they come over here and watch it at ours if they can get it for cheaper over there?
Because they don't know. They don't look up ours.
Maybe.
That's why.
Okay, that's true.
We should probably explain something. I switched theaters, so I'm at the cheap seats now, while Jerry's at the cool sheets now. What?
Would you say cool sheets?
Cool, yeah, the cool sheets. Cool sheets.
What's a cool sheets? What the
cool
fuck
sheet.
is that?
Cool sheet.
A cool sheets? What the hell is that? Like,
I don't know.
I was thinking like sheets. You got my bed sheets? Cool sheets?
Yeah, cool sheets.
What if they have some
they do
sheets that cool?
They do.
Do they?
I think they actually do.
Like, is it based on your body temperature?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. I think it's really new.
Like, cause if I'm freaking hot, it's gonna cool me down.
Yeah, I think
I do. They do have that fabric.
Yeah.
I think they had some gloves like that. Like they were touting on one of these infomercials I had that I was watching. They have like these cool gloves.
Sorry, infomercials.
And they call them cool gloves, just like that. Cool gloves. Because when your hands get hot and sweaty, they stay cool. And it's like, ooh la la, look at your hands. No, never mind.
Those some cool gloves you got there.
It's like Rogue. See, I just went back to X-Men like we were supposed to be talking about.
Rogue needs some cool gloves.
She has old lady gloves now because, Bobby gave her old lady gloves from his mom's closet.
Yep. His grandma's gloves.
That was only an X-Men 2, but we're going to go back to X-Men 1 and tell you how awesome that movie is.
It has really aged well.
It does. Right?
Like, there's the CG hasn't.
No.
But everything else about the movie has aged really well.
Yeah, because I could do without the Wolverine and that weird CG Wolverine.
Yeah.
Even back then, I was like, oh. So
and then
weird.
what's it called? The guy, the senator going through the bars. That was such bad CG.
It was decent though.
It's
alright.
It looked like a cartoon character.
Just like Wolverine, just a 3D version model of him going around like that is so.
What's it called?
That's
around the crowd of Statue of Liberty.
It was so ugly. I'm like, ooh, this is video game quality, yo. But it's actually a good game because a good movie because the story is just awesome. You start out with the X-Men. You start out with.
You start off with Magneto. I totally blocked out the memory of that scene.
That's like the best opening ever.
That scene and like there's another scene later on in the movie that the whole the scene with Magneto and all the people with the guns. I forgot about those. My goodness. Those were the two scenes I did not remember.
Matt was talking about that yesterday. How it's all practical. It was just a beautiful scene. It was very tense, man. Where he was just like, "I dare you, I dare you, Xavier. I will freaking kill every single last one of these people." That was a powerful image right there. And the thing is, people, about this, if you think Avengers give them all the props that they deserve, but this was the best ensemble.
This is the best ensemble
cast.
Because honestly,
because it's the initial.
They are
one.
able to balance it better than the Avengers. I think
I dig it. Yeah, I dig it.
Because like I mean, it's not focused on all of them like doing different things like they did with the Avengers. They just focus on Rogue and Wolverine and Magneto's plot.
Yes,
that's all you need.
All it was. So, with that said. Okay, because
the third one. That's
okay. We're talking about this because you had the X-Men 1, and then you had the X-Men United 2. Great storylines. Mm-hmm. Well, they stayed consistent. They had a storyline, a plot line, and they went there. But then you go into, they touched on a little bit of the subplot with the old girl with Jean Grey, with the fiery building.
Let me ask you a question
within
real
her.
quick.
Okay.
Did you think that her whole Phoenix thing got brought up by Cerebro or by something else that happened?
I think the mutant because they touched on this
because they touched on it with the
first movie
1.5 with the extended version because apparently during the Statue of Liberty scene with like all that
that's where it was.
Yes. But I always thought it was with the whole Cerebro thing.
Yeah,
I always thought it was like because she got like all like mind jubiled.
That's
from
possibly
that.
Too because because
that's what I always thought as a kid. That was my explanation for it. Of like that's where it started. Whereas like my powers aren't working as well because I thought it was because of the whole Cerebro thing.
Because he didn't want her in there because she was too powerful.
Yeah, it's
possible. And so when she went into that thing and she put the helmet on, it unlocked something.
Yeah, it's that plus the mutation thing. Yeah, maybe Which you have to watch X-Men 1.5
But that's weird because the mutation wasn't supposed to do anything to her. Yeah. Because it didn't affect anyone else.
Because it wasn't supposed to do anything with mutants. But she is like a special case,
But yeah, because it was blocked out.
She's kind of two people, It could have awakened the Phoenix inside her.
Yes, because if we go to the Joe Jean manipulation thing, right? Yeah. And how they were trying to extrapolate basically what they're trying to do, which is a common thing in some of these other comics too, is like they manipulate your gene, your mutant gene, the recessive mutant gene within you to
the X gene.
Yeah, the X gene to come out. But yeah, whatever. We got this, but maybe that just because it was being blocked. It opened it,
maybe.
But yet, I would like to go with yours with Cerebro because
I think it was
Cerebro is powerful enough to do that.
Yeah, because they said it was that little scene. Because I was reading about it a little bit on the internet last night. Of like it was supposedly during the scene at Statue of Liberty. But when I was young, even as a kid, I thought it was the whole Cerebro thing. That's why her powers were kind of like acting up weird and stuff.
Oh, you very in tune kid because I didn't think that.
I didn't
think any of that shit. I was just like, just bring the Phoenix, please.
X-Men,
I just want to see the Phoenix, please.
X-Men 1 and 2 were like my two favorite movies. As a kid. Like I watched.
I loved them.
I watched the shit out of the first.
See, you were a kid. I was an adult, and I watched the shit out of the first one. I was in the movie theater. I worked at Gateway. I was back where you are. Yeah. You old stuffing girls. I was working there
with the Kid and Play poster and everything.
I walked out there like I think it was my birthday. It was my birthday movie that year, and I watched that thing like 3 times I think that weekend.
Nice.
And I just kicked it there. I'm like, I'm not coming home. I'm just watching this. I got off work. I stayed and watched that movie. It was like one of those things.
I was gonna say it's Memorial Day, but that wasn't Memorial Day weekend. It was I'm trying to remember what March's holidays were. It's Flag Day weekend. For your birthday.
Me?
Yeah.
Memorial Day.
Is it Memorial Day?
Memorial Day.
It was.
It's all
it was a Memorial Day movie. I remember.
Yeah, I always get screwed during those because it's all busy and stuff everywhere. I go have sushi, and
sushi and tempura.
It's always busy. Yeah.
Yep. Always for graduation. Yep.
But yeah. So I think you have a thing. I like that one better
versus that because I think that's a little too out there.
Yet, just like you said in X 1.5, but then in X2, he says it too. To Wolverine, what's his name? Xavier says when he says something happened at the Statue of Liberty. No, Scott said it to her right before she died, and spoiler alert. And in X-Men United.
Well, we told people to watch the movies before listening to this.
Yes.
So yes,
we prefaced that at the beginning. He said like on the ship right before she went out to sacrifice herself. He said, "You haven't been right since the statue, since the incident on the statue."
But I always thought it was the Cerebro thing, not that. That's
because
what I
she did come off of that like,
yeah, like all fucked up.
Because what happened though? What did she do?
I think it was just an overabundance of information getting flooded into her mind.
But I don't think she did anything though. She didn't help when she put it on.
She found out where they were going.
That's what it was.
They found out where they were going.
Yeah, that's her primary. That was her primary objective with putting Cerebral on. And
testing it to make sure it's okay again too.
Yes. Testing make sure it's good for Xavier.
I still don't understand what Mystique did though. Like what the hell?
He put in some liquid goo.
That doesn't make sense.
Some slime, yeah.
And then they just
what would they do? She contaminated the line, I guess.
Makes sense.
Was it powerful goo? Like I don't.
It's powered.
Well, no, that would make sense. If it wasn't from Stryker.
I was about to say from the first movie. The first movie has a lot of questionable moments. You know, it's not a perfect movie, but it's a good comic book movie.
Oh hell yeah!
It's got good action.
Back then, that was the comic book movie.
First shizzle.
You know, that was the first one, and and they prefaced this. They had this one, and then they went to like Spider-Man. They did have the first one, awesome.
Second one even better.
Yeah,
that's the trail of these. The first one's good, second one's better, then third one. Oh my
god. It's that whole rule of three, and like once these movies came out, and they were successful, but then towards the third one, they kind of faltered and fell out. That's when people start talking about this whole rule of three thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, I think they were doing that with Back to the Future and stuff too. But Back to the Future 3, we already had this discussion.
I was going to say,
talking with
Rito,
something. I think it's like the relaunch. It was like episode 2, right?
It was like episode 2 or something.
Yeah, like 2 and 3, because we did the back-to-back thing.
Back to the Future 3,
awesome. Good movie. Watch that, people.
Watch all
after
3.
you watch X-Men. Watch all of them.
Watch all X-Men. Watch all the Back to the Futures. Play the Back to the Future game. Be very disappointed like I was.
I didn't like that game either.
No, that's a different one. They have a Telltale game one.
It's
not good. It's like before good. The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
It controls awful.
Yeah.
And it's just really boring. It's flat. And the guy they got to do Marty McFly was just doing an impression. And it's like you can tell it's not him. You can tell he doesn't have the emotion. They only got him because he can do a really good impression.
Because he could, yes. So they didn't take the cake.
I didn't care for it.
Yeah. So
back to X-Men.
Yeah, back to X-Men again. So yeah, first movie's just great. Like seriously,
it's got its flaws.
And one of those things. He kind of went back, he got the Rogue. Rogue sold it to me, in my opinion, because I was always a Rogue fan.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's even from the comic books, early on in the comic books, because I got into it when I was like 10 years old, but that was like not your 10 years old. You weren't even thought of.
Nope.
When I was 10 years old, and that's when I started reading the comics because my dad was a Fantastic Four fan, and so. He was like trying to get me on Fantastic Four, and I'm like, I like it. I like X-Men. So I was on. Oh no, actually it was Archie, and then I was at the comic book shop one day. I was like, X-Men, I'll get it. And so I got X-Men, and then I fell in love with Wolverine after that. But I always loved Rogue, and then they came out with that damn comic book movie, the TV show, which was freaking dope.
That show is pretty good. That one is. It hasn't aged the best, but it's better than X-Men Evolution. I'll tell you that much. I tried watching X-Men Evolution. It is not.
You don't
good.
Like it? I thought it was it's alright.
It's nice to look at.
Yes, it really.
It's got really good designs, but honestly,
the characters were great.
God, I don't know. Maybe it's because I watched the first couple episodes. They're kind of dry, really poorly written and stuff.
I think you have to get further along in it because they did get pretty tense. The storylines were pretty dang dope.
The X-Men cartoons are soap operas. Like the whole Mystique being Nightcrawler and Rogue's mom and stuff like that.
But that wasn't in the comic books?
I don't think so. I don't know I don't know the X-Men comics that well.
Oh, no?
No.
Because I read that a long time ago that she was the parent.
As I've said, if it's Marvel related, it's usually Wolverine.
But yeah, I don't know where Rogue came in though, because I know she was married to a man, and then they had Alan. Oh, is that his name? What? Alan Wagner, something Wagner, Vince Wagner. What is Verse Hergog? What was his
Werner
name?
Herzog? Okay.
No, yeah, that's what I call his name.
Yeah, Werner. Even Kurt Wagner.
Kurt Wagner.
Kurt Wagner.
Something like that. And another thing with that movie, what's another good point to bring out for X-Men? It was the storyline that they introduced was basically the Not the mutant registration. Was that the mutant registration?
That
one?
started
The first
off in
one?
they started off with like the whole Senate
out
thing.
With that one, and that was kind of cool. And then it went on into the second.
They dropped it because Mystique became Senator Kelly.
Yes,
and they were like, no more.
Yeah,
then
because
and then it went into Stryker being like, I'm going to take down this school.
Yes, and so then it's an attack on the actual X-Men. Okay. I think they should have ran with that one on the third.
They should have gone a little deeper onto that, but Stryker's dead, so...
No, not that one.
Oh.
Because I think they should have stayed with the Cure to keep it cohesive. Because my thing is, I wanted to talk about was like the 1, 2, and 3, the cohesiveness of it and where it just fell apart. And I could do with the second one with Stryker, that storyline, because it needed to be told because they needed a foe, and you needed to see these characters in action finally and see what they could do, and you had to develop them a little bit more. The subplot, like Iceman and then Pyro and Rogue, give them something to do, just further along their characters, in my opinion. And so, and then it was like a little touch on they went to the third. And they tried to go with the Cure, but is that an evolution of the Mutant Gene Act?
That was like, what do you mean? Like
they wanted to make it unlawful to be they wanted you to register.
They wanted
the
you
Registration
to register.
Act.
It was still the
Mutant Registration Act. Is that just an evolution of it? The Cure?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, they just wanted to make people normal.
So I think they just. I think they should have stuck with the registration.
They should have stuck with that. Got rid of the whole Phoenix arc.
Yes,
that's
like a 4 film.
Or they could have done the thing. They could have done like what's it called? Done one or the other. They couldn't do both.
No, exactly.
One or the other.
It had to be the Dark Phoenix
because what's it called? Because Dark Phoenix, it was leading up to Dark Phoenix since the first and then the second one. They were leading up to the whole thing.
So why not conclude it like that? Because you ended with her death, and they kind of opened up with it, but with killing Scott, which is dumb. Just because James Martin didn't want to do it, recast his ass.
Yeah,
like
I was about to say, you could barely tell who he was with that.
You just get some little square jaw dude and throw him in there. He can't be black.
Don't give him too many lines.
Yeah, no.
Just be like.
Yeah,
he wasn't even doing that much in the other movies, really. No, in the second one, he was mind controlled.
Yeah. And they took him away for a lot of the movie.
Yeah, he got brainwashed. That's right.
Was he being a little ass during that one too?
I have no
James
clue.
Marsden, because
he may have.
I think so. I think he just didn't want to do them.
Yeah.
And so his contract, I think they just wrote him out of a lot of the scenes. So they took him away when he got kidnapped. They made him
go with Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. And so for the duration, so that means like you can film for like maybe a week.
Anything. He literally only filmed for maybe a week.
Yeah.
Because he was in it. Okay, he was in that scene and the whole end part with him and Jean Grey fighting, and then him being like, "I'm better, Jean, I'm better."
Yeah.
And then them all escaping, and that was it.
So I think they just one day, like maybe 1 week, and they're like, "Okay, you're on set." And then because he was doing other things, I know that, but I can't remember what. But I know there was something where he just kind of didn't want to do though. It was like some contract dispute with him, some dispute with him because he just wasn't into it. He almost tried to pull like a Captain America type thing where it was Chris Klein. He didn't want, Chris Evans didn't.
Chris Klein.
After he didn't know if he wanted to do that character anymore and stuff. So it shows something where you can stick with a character for a little bit.
In the end, they didn't. Cyclops is not the best X-Men, he's a cool guy because he's got optic lasers, but past that, he's kind of just He's the Leonardo. He's the leader. He's the one who kind of keeps it together.
Yes.
But that makes for a pretty weak feeling character in the end. Making a leader a cool character for like a team movie is hard sometimes. I mean, Leonardo is my favorite because he had the swords, and that was it.
He was my
because he had the swords.
I liked it too because he had the swords.
Exactly. That's why they always give the best weapons to the leaders.
Yeah.
Fucking laser vision's fucking cool.
Yes. He could destroy a lot of things. But yet, they hindered him incapacitated like a few times.
A lot.
Just by, because the first movie, they took his glasses off in the train station. And then towards the end, Magneto was like, locked him up, and then took his glasses and had him stare at Jeans.
Clever, though. Good way to keep him hostage.
Uh-huh.
One thing that I'm disappointed with is the Brotherhood of Mutants.
Yeah, it's the Brotherhood.
Like until like the third one, they didn't really get much to do, and like they were just the henchmen at that point. You know, I mean, Mystique has plenty to do. She's the only one besides Magneto who has shit to do.
Okay, you just had to throw in Mystique.
I love Mystique.
Oh my god,
this is the best Mystique.
The best ever Mystique. Why? Because she didn't say shit. She just did her damn job.
And she was badass.
Badass. She was rude. She was crude. she was relentless.
She was a crude dude.
Yeah, she was Raphael. She was like the dude like that you would like your partner. Like
she is the dragon to the end boss.
Yes.
She's not the end boss, but she's the dragon right before.
Right before you get there, she will whip your
name the trope,
ass.
You know?
She was... I thought they really exemplified that character well in this series. Maybe even more than the comic book series. Because even in the comic book, sometimes they gave her too much to say. Yeah. You know, because
I was about to say, the only time she's been good was in the
soft.
X-Men cartoon, the original one. And even the X-Men Evolution, that Mystique's not bad either. Because she's playing the principal the whole time.
Yes.
You know, and that's a really clever idea.
Yeah.
You know? But these movies did it the best. Jennifer Lawrence kind of ruined it for me. Because she didn't care.
She didn't care. Yeah, she didn't care. Yeah.
But we'll get into that, you know, next time.
The next time. But Romaine, oh man, she owned it.
Because you know a character's badass when they don't need to talk.
Yes.
When she does talk,
her stage presence.
She's good. Exactly.
She showed up on screen like, and just her fucking with Wolverine. And then like that one scene that really stuck out with me, it was in part 2 where they were on the ship, him and she was with Magneto. Yeah. They're just like in the corner giggling talking shit about people. like this is so perfect. You know, they have this rapport and they're good, which made it even a stronger statement when she was turned, you know, to a human form in the third one because she was shot and he just kind of discarded her like trash.
Yep.
You know, he's like, and then he just
shows
made
his
that
ruthlessness.
Yeah, he made that remark like she was so beautiful. And if you think about someone who is not like a dictator or something like that, or has a warped sense of reality, that, you know, mutant was his reality. He had a prejudice, and his prejudice was humans. And if you guys don't know Magneto, you know, he
survived the Holocaust.
Yeah, the Holocaust.
He was a Holocaust survivor.
He's just so
He's
crazy.
Honestly my favorite villain from the Marvel universe.
That's what we were talking about, me and Matt and I. Like, he has to be.
He really is. Like,
portrayed so well by Ian McKellen. And even more so by freaking Fassbender.
Those two, without those two, you know?
They are so intense. And that makes a good Magneto. Except for in the fucking Apocalypse when he's just floating around doing not a damn thing.
That was just the ending scene. The ending scene was stupid.
Fuck that scene.
That ending part that climax was so boring.
Oh, I'm just gonna float around. I can't fight nobody. I'm floating.
Well, they can't get to him either because he's got all the floating shit.
So
getting at him.
Stupid. Okay, whatever. I'll talk about that later. After I watch the movie again, I get angry. But like I always do. So... You know another thing I didn't like about that movie? Oh, okay. We'll go into Bryan Singer after this. I didn't like Sabretooth.
He was kind of pointless.
He was useless.
You know, Toad was cool.
Toad was freaking awesome.
Toad was cool and had like good one-liners. He was like originally he was just supposed to be like just a mook, you know, not having anything to do and just being like just there to fight. You know, or no, he wasn't even supposed to fight or anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But then, like the stuntman was like, "Come on, let me forward. I can do all these crazy things too." And they're like, "You know what? We'll write it in."
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, Toad was cool. Sabretooth, he was just kind of there just to roar.
Yeah, he's just like, "Arr." And he just wasn't a good Sabretooth.
Also, he's kind of racist. Because he would always go after Storm and be like, I want to hear you scream.
Oh, yeah, he likes Storm. He had a crush on her, dude.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it is Halle Berry.
Playing with her hair. Yeah, I have a crush on Halle Berry.
Who doesn't
except for in that damn role.
Swordfish.
Not even Swordfish. I don't care. If you want to go there, I'll go there real quick with you. I was like, okay, because they hyped it out there like, oh, she's going to show her breast. She's going to be topless. You're going to finally see the gems on display. And I'm like... When that scene came around, I'm like, breast. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
I'm like, dude, I could turn on I'm sorry, but you can't. You can turn on the damn computer onto any site whatsoever and get a picture of boobies. I'm just There was nothing really spectacular, but the only thing is that they belonged to Halle Berry. Mm-hmm. I really was. I really had that disappointment where I thought that maybe I thought there was like magical movies. It's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be like,
do they like take pure energy?
Well, no, yeah, it's just gonna open up and it's gonna be this like glow of light come through.
What is this, Dumb and Dumber?
Radiate, yes, radiate from them. You know, I wanted one of those moments to just be so captivated by them. But I'm like, you know, and then I'm not disparaging. I'm not saying anything that the movies aren't great because they are magical. They are wonderful. They do great things. I'm pretty sure I've benefited a lot from the breast, you know, from mother to even my wife. I'm just saying, I've benefited them, not in separate ways though. Because I was an infant, I didn't know what I was doing. I was nourishment. Okay, people. I wasn't sucking on my wife's boobs trying to get nourishment. That's just.
You're the one going on about it. You could have ended this so long ago.
But you know, I'm just saying, as a man, and when she's lactating, sometimes you do get in your mouth. And if you ever watch Friends, you know, sometimes, and when she was talking, wasn't there
a Farrelly Brothers movie where they got the milk?
I think so. I think there is. What I can't. What movie was it? I do remember that scene you're talking about, though. But yeah,
it wasn't something about Mary, was it? Ooh, no, it was Me, Myself, and Irene. There we go. Yeah, okay. That's where it was.
That's a hidden gem right there.
That's
a good damn movie.
That's a good movie.
Okay, so Bryan Singer, man. Bryan Singer. He did so great.
He did great.
He had
fantastic job.
He had the, you know, and another thing about those, which would, I guess, maybe contribute to Bryan Singer's direction, is that they were consistent. Mm-hmm. The storylines, you know, you started it here at one point, and then it grew. It stayed on. It stayed in part.
It stayed on course. It knew where it wanted to go.
Where did he go wrong? Did he just get too
big
for his britches?
Why did he switch out and come out of the third one? Why was it? I can't remember the story.
You want to know what it is?
I want to know the story. Story time with Jerry.
No, I'll tell you. No, I only have like 1 word, 2 words.
Yeah.
Batman Returns. No, Superman Returns. Shit. No, it was Superman Returns. He went and did that movie, and then that. I think that hurt the franchise of X-Men at that time, where they dug that into a hole, because after that they didn't really have direction. He had direction. Even if you read some articles and stuff when he was talking about it, he had an idea for the third movie, that what he wanted to see. And they had the scripts, and when you have a director like that in charge for 2 movies and going into the third, you know what that gives them? That gives them the right to veto anything the studio wants to try to bring in, you know, because he has the vision. He's had 2 successful movies, but now they got someone else here. I forgot who directed 3, but
it wasn't it Brokeback Mountain guy?
No, it wasn't Ang Lee.
No, not Ang Lee.
Yeah,
I don't know why it says Brokeback Mountain guy.
Yeah,
it was one of those types of movies. Though, wasn't it an Academy Award-winning movie director or something like that?
Possibly.
It was like a weird choice.
Who cares? He's unnecessary because he fucked up that movie. But if you think about that, it's like, it's missing that element. It was missing that Bryan Singer touch. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, and that sucks because a lot of people at the time blamed him for it, but he didn't direct it. They just thought he did because he did the other 2. He wasn't in charge of it.
Oh God, my phone's talking.
You know, because I blamed him too. I was like, Bryan Singer sucks. And I was like, wait, he didn't direct this.
Yeah.
The Cure, and they had the Phoenix idea. I think if Singer was involved, it would have just been Dark Phoenix.
It probably would have meant that with a little bit of a side of that,
you know, a subplot,
like maybe leading up to the whole Cure part. The Cure. You know,
you would think, I can see that. You know, they had a trajectory there. It was possible, and so then, do you think the reboot was good for it, or? If they should have just tried to hash it out and just kept going for it. Well, they had to.
They had to so they could keep the rights.
Yeah, per cast as well, yeah.
But at least with the reboots, at least they tried with it and they succeeded. You know?
True, they did, because First Class is awesome.
First Class is a pretty
totally
solid
different,
film.
but yes, it's a solid film.
Days of Future Past isn't the worst thing ever. It doesn't keep with the comics and really breaks that whole,
I need to watch
whole idea.
Damn it.
But honestly, Days of Future Past is pretty good.
Those Sentinels don't look like that, though. They look
They don't look like Cylons.
They do look like Cylons. They're all weird.
I gotta look it up again.
Oh no, I'm talking about the futuristic.
Oh, the future.
Yeah, remember? It starts out with them in the future, and the Cylons have evolved into this, into the Cylon. I mean, the Sentinel into this like streamlined body armor thing. But then when it first started, in the 70s, they looked like weird freaking Doctor Who robots, and that was like stupid too. Yeah, but then in X2, they tease you because they're in the danger room.
You know, if anything, they look like Ultron.
No, it's X3. In X3, they're in the danger room, and Wolverine cuts the head off a Sentinel that kind of looks closer to the Sentinels that we know the Sentinels look like. Like I'm talking about something in a circle.
Honestly, it looks like they don't look like Doctor Who robots. They look like they look like the robot from the new Rogue One movie. Oh, they look kind of like that guy.
What's he called? The B
80 whatever.
I forgot his name.
I forgot his name too.
Damn, I knew it.
I was the last one to see it too.
This wasn't BB-8, right? Not
BB-8. The other one.
What is the name? The A490-210. Okay.
Honestly, Sentinels look weird as is already.
But I like those Sentinels in the comic books.
They're so lame looking when you think about it. They just look like humans with helmets.
Exactly.
That's lame.
You look like freaking that weird little character that the Justice League would fight. With the little square head.
MODOK? He's from X. That's a Marvel villain.
I know, but he looks like him. That's what they look like.
That's not Justice League villain. But he kind of does look like MODOK.
Doesn't he? Don't
really
they?
Does.
Just on a big old body?
Yeah. He doesn't have the little arms and legs popping out.
Oh, Craig. All right.
Oh, Krang.
It's like, all right, you guys. So what we're saying basically is, okay, so the second movie is one of the awesome things because...
And I forgot how long it was.
Oh, yeah, it was 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours, 11 minutes.
It was a good film.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say.
It just kept going for me. I was just like, I was looking at the timeline. Oh, shit.
Once you get to that last part, it just kept going.
Yes. Which one?
Once you get to like the dam exploding, that's when it started going. And I kept on making the bad joke of too soon.
Yeah. You think? Yeah, too soon?
No.
Because it broke.
Yeah.
Exploded. I got you.
Yeah.
No, but in the second one, you were able to see a lot more of these characters.
Most definitely. And you got to see the more family dynamic of it, too.
Yeah, so the Xavier. And they were acting more as a team then, right? Yeah, that's when they became a unit. Mm-hmm. And then
even though it's only been like maybe a month since the last one, technically, in like continuity.
That's true. She was just there like a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But they all look like they aged like 3 years.
Like 2 years.
It was 3 years.
Was it 3 years?
2000 and then 2003.
Yeah. So technically, it was only 2 years because they were filming during that time.
Yeah, true. I got you. Truthfully, yes. And then they promoted. I remember this. That's a good one. Oh yeah, another Nightcrawler was dope in this movie.
Yeah, Nightcrawler was tight.
See,
Wagner.
It's like I wish they took certain elements from certain movies. And they were able to like just comprise them into one big movie. Like because we needed Beast. From X3, we need him to X2 too. You know what I'm saying?
We needed Hank cameo McCoy. Technically. In the what's it called? Henry McCoy was on the TV.
You're right. I saw him. Yeah, I saw the Dr. McCoy.
Also, I saw a funny goof in X-Men 2, by the way.
Which one?
Okay, they were when the kids are like inside the cell and like Jean's like, we'll be down there in a second. And like you go down to the kids. Nightcrawler is literally.
You saw that too?
I saw that.
I thought. What did you get that? What was he doing?
He was just waiting there, and then like the next scene is like they hear the teleport noise, and then he's there.
Yeah,
and it's like no, he was there the whole time.
Okay, I was thinking this. Okay, I was thinking of this some kind of weird metaphysical thing where he says has to. I know
they just fucked up.
Where he has to see where he goes. So I thought he was projecting himself to where he's going to be, but yet he was just there.
No, they done goofed. They just done goofed. They just filmed that scene and like all together. That's it. That was all that was. And they thought people wouldn't notice.
Yeah, because I noticed it. I'm like, it's like one of those moments. Like if I ever rub my eyes, like one of the cartoons, I would do that. But
see, you know what an easy fix would have been?
What?
Have a black screen right in front of him, and then just drop it.
Yeah,
and there you go. People probably would not.
I didn't know.
Okay,
man. All right, then that wasn't all right.
That's a goof.
Yeah, because I thought he was just projecting himself to where he needed to be.
He needs to see. He doesn't like astral project himself. They just messed up.
I know. And there's another part where they messed up with Nightcrawler too. It was at the beginning when he was invading the White House. It was this one when he morphed out, like he projected himself, and he showed up or poof.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Teleported, right? And he did this move like douche. And these dudes, he didn't even hit them. And they were just flying. Yeah. You could just see the wires just pulling them back. But he just did the movements like this. And he was like at least a foot away from each guy on each side of him. I was like, oh, that is totally poor editing.
Oh man, there's some bad.
But yeah, he was a good character because he was just a good addition to it.
I was about to say he was a nice little addition to the movie, and hey, Nightcrawler's a fan favorite. You know, I love Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler in the books he was good too.
I was about to say the movie, the TV shows I like him a lot in those. Except in X-Men Evolution, where they make him very fucking annoying.
Yeah, he's annoying in X-Men Evolution.
And what was up with all of them having their underwear really high up like that?
Where?
In the X-Men Evolution.
Oh, they got the high-waisted jeans. I think it's just the art style of the whoever wrote it. Yeah, because I think it's more so that they elongated the legs instead of
But they have like their underwear showing above their pants.
Did they?
Yeah.
Who did?
Kurt, like in what's it called? He had it like in his disguise form.
Oh, like he was like sagging?
Like no, not even like his pants were like on the right size or like on the right side.
So what question do we answer if anyone's okay? If you're thinking
I've
about
a question for it. What happens to a frog? What happens to a toad in a thunderstorm?
Oh, good Lord. What happens to everything else? Oh, my goodness. Who wrote this? I was sitting here at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning wanting to shoot someone because of that one line.
There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It looks ridiculous.
It looked weird. Maybe they had to cover up his belly button.
The other guy you can see his belly button.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not great.
That is
you see
true.
Jean Grey's belly
Yeah,
button.
you see Jean Grey's belly, yeah. How you doing, Jean Grey? Okay. Animated Jean Grey.
She's like 16 or 17.
She's animation, so it's okay. It's not real, so I can lust after her all I want. Okay. We talked about 1 and 2. We loved them.
Yeah,
they're great films.
They're great films. They hold the test of time, and they're decent.
Okay, but we have to bring it all together with 3. You have to tell me at least a couple of things that you like about 3.
Magneto, he's not bad.
Magneto's always awesome. He's the same Magneto. We already established that fact. That's universal throughout all of them because we know he's great.
The final action scene is pretty cool in that one.
There you go.
That's
what I wanted to kind of bring up because I really did like the action. That with Kitty Pryde running through walls. Juggernaut was funny just because he was just like,
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Bitch,
you know where that came from, right?
You said this in another podcast, bitch. Don't tell me like.
Okay. I'm just making sure you know.
What was it though?
It's an internet video where they redubbed the X-Men cartoon.
Yes, you made me watch it, and I watched it. Yes.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Oh crap! Yeah, you told me that one time. I was like, oh yeah, whatever, dude.
And you know what else is another good part?
Okay, what?
The beginning scene too. It's the beginning and the end were the best parts.
Yes,
because the whole angel scene, that whole angel cutting his wings, fantastic, beautiful scene.
Oh my goodness,
could have gone so much more with that.
That was so. See, they could have if they kept that mode. If they kept that, because it had. I think that it had to be a little bit more. The way they were going, because you had to enter into the Dark Phoenix, it had to be more morose, more sad, because you had the death of Jean Grey, and like you said, it was only like a month later or something. That they were
that's how all these movies are. They're literally just months.
Yeah, they were still suffering, and then you open up, and they had to give us a danger room scene, which is great. I love the danger room scene, but yeah, I wanted to see more depressed people. People not moving on, and they kind of touched on it because then. You saw Storm, and she's just outside, and she doesn't even know she's controlling the weather. It becomes dark and cloudy, and that's basically symbolizes her mood at that moment. She was just kind of like in a trance. She didn't even know she was doing it. But I just wanted more of that first scene where people who just want to be be who they are.
They want to be normal.
They want to be normal. Touch on more with Rogue. Give her more because Anna Paquin use her skills for acting and show that pain that she can easily exude from just her acting skills. She's just good.
Like I think I think with that point, also, it's like they should have gone with the cure part and like gave little hints of Dark Phoenix, if anything. Being
and then
like
4 hit you up with Dark Phoenix.
Exactly. If they wanted to,
because think about it. Think about it like in the comic book and stuff. They all had to band together. Why?
Because of the X-Men.
Because of the Dark Phoenix. Because they had to fight the Dark Phoenix because none of them were powerful enough to go against her. So you have the cure, and people wanted to. It would have showed such a great storyline evolution. Whereas like they're all like sad and now people want to change. They want to be different. Mm-hmm. So you got these people contemplating like Rogue, just being changed by this medicine that they have ready for them. And then they have that moment where the Dark Phoenix enters and they realize that towards the end where they have to band together, like X-Men United, like towards the end of this movie.
You know what they should have done? At the end of The Incredibles where they have the Underminer pop up that? Yeah. That's how they should do it.
Yes.
That's how they should have done it.
And then the Phoenix, and then she wakes up and you
just hear like...
She has to do something, though. Something wakes her up. And we see it, but they don't know it.
The whole action scene of like all the mutants dying and stuff. Maybe that like having that kind of voice, all the voices of dying mutants and stuff going into her head, waking her up like that. Maybe something like that could have done it, And maybe like cutting between scenes.
It has to be with Xavier.
Ooh, yeah.
Because there was that. Because they introduced that where he blocked her.
Yeah.
All those years, he hindered her, and she didn't know who she was all those years and stuff, and that's all because of him. And so she comes back. And she fucking blows up the mansion. Yeah. she tortures that bitch with Xavier in it. That's a reason for them to unite.
Yeah.
And then
X4 X-Men United
United
more. United
United Benettons.
United most.
I don't know, something like that. It just they were all over the place with that movie.
They should have kept it with the cure.
With the cure, I believe
keep the politicalness with it, and just have hints of Dark Phoenix throughout the film. Maybe have like a random scene of like her in the water store or whatever. Being like in her like kind of mind state or whatever. And being like, seeing that, and like maybe like going into her mind. I don't know.
What I'm saying?
Like
random
things
happening, just said,
goes
up to the water. He's trying to drink, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Random things like levitating from the lake. Just random things.
You just start seeing that energy,
and maybe like hearing like random people be like, "Hey, have you been to a lake? What's it called recently?" Yeah, weird things are happening.
Yeah.
Little
I can see Scott going there in the beginning, but keep Scott around and or send him on vacation.
Yeah.
And then have him come back as a different person, like they do on the soap operas.
I had a color change.
No, seriously, black. They do that. Like, dude would disappear for like a month or so.
Yeah,
after they decide to drop somebody or someone
an eye patch
decides to leave, and then she comes back with an eye patch. It's like, am I supposed to believe this is a totally different character? Really?
Eye patch and a mustache.
How do you buy into this? Like, I've done it with Nikki Newman. No. They did it with Nikki for a while, and Victoria. I'm doing my Younger the Restless days. When Victoria came back, all of a sudden she was like different. I'm like, what the hell? And then she shows up on not Young and the Restless. It was Days of Our Lives. Mm-hmm. Was it Days of Our Lives?
It was Days of Our Lives.
Yeah. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm supposed to believe that she's this character. I'm like, oh, damn it.
It works because soap operas are amazing.
Oh, yeah, they're dopeness. And so I think everyone needs to just watch soap operas.
Oh, most definitely.
You can totally get some dope storylines from soap operas and how to control a damn scene and continuity. Continuity. That's what it's all about. Keep the continuity. Watch Moonlight because they did it. And they had a man that go from a child to like a 7-year-old to a teenager and to an adult, and they did it seamlessly without having to like throw in too much exposition and stuff. You just believe it at each stage of his life that this character is this man. It's freaking dope.
What about Boyhood?
I haven't watched that one yet. Have you watched it?
I have it. I haven't watched it though.
Me too. I have it as well, and I just haven't watched that damn thing, and now it's on freaking Hulu. I still haven't watched it.
we have no excuse. We both
no excuse whatsoever.
My mom got it for me, thinking I've seen it.
No excuse whatsoever. Yeah. I should sit down. I love Richard Linklater stuff, and I love the Midnight series, the Before Sunrise series. Have you watched that one?
No.
Oh, dopeness. Yeah. with those two people. Okay, so I can't think of their names right now, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. It had I did like the last act of that movie, and the third one has some elements, but you just gotta separate them.
I was about to say it's like a lot of.
But
these
yet
movies...
you can't have it without. You can't watch them without. You have to watch the third one at least, in my opinion. Just to get some closure. At
least you can get the whole series in, you know?
Yeah.
And knowing the history of it would help you a bit more, you know, knowing, Bryan Singer, the whole thing will help you with the third one, you know?
They messed it up.
Goofed up.
Because I think Fox messed it up too, because they did Superman, didn't they?
Was that? No, it was Warner Brothers.
Oh, so he's traitor. Okay. He went from Fox to Warner Brothers, man. But yeah, I think Bryan Singer was the main factor in that because
if he had stayed as a director, it probably would have been. It
probably would have been good.
You know?
It's sort of like Twilight and the one lady who did that one. If she would have stayed on, it would have been a better series in my opinion. I always talk about Twilight because I love it. Okay, so
hey, what's this box over here, Jerry? You left your tampons here because you're a vampire.
Whatever. This is leading into our Logan series. All of this is all leading to that X-Men, and now we're going to talk about a little bit of Logan stuff. Where I asked him, like, okay, how do you kill an immortal? Okay, now if you think about an immortal based on legend or legacy, okay, think about immortality and then legend and the legacy of it. So I want to name some characters out to you, and you tell me whether they're legend or legacy. Okay. Dracula.
Legacy.
Why?
Because his legacy lives on through all of us by through that one chick you like who writes his stuff.
Anne Rice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Lives on forever through Anne Rice and all other vampire lore.
Oh. So he's the precipice of it all.
Yeah.
So he lives on
because he's a romantic vampire figure
as a legacy
and lives on through all of those.
Interesting. I thought he was a legend.
No, it's a legacy
based on his. Okay.
Even Twilight, without Dracula, you wouldn't have the Twilights technically.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Legend.
Right? Is he? I think legend because we worship him, right? And it's all about his deeds done unto earth that made him that glorified him, that pushed that sent him to the heavens or made him godlike. You know what I'm saying? So he's more of a glorification of what he did on earth at that time.
Than his tales are told
than what he is doing now, right? Because he's not
really doing that.
Really doing it now, except waiting for the time that he comes down again upon us.
Or if he's actually going to come
for the first
rapture,
time, right?
Because for Jewish lore, because the technical Messiah hasn't come the first time around in Jewish lore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that was a good one. Yeah, okay, okay, I ran out of options. Oh wait, I had a couple and I just didn't write them down. Sorry, just give me a moment to think about it.
All right,
Michael Jordan.
The legend.
I think legend.
The legend.
Based on what he did, because now I can't you can sell it. You can sell me a damn shoe, but it still doesn't.
There's no legacy.
It's not reflective of your legendship, legendary, and
there's no legacy in a shoe.
Yeah, there's no legacy in the shoe. There you go. That's a great quote right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no legacy in the shoe.
Hercules.
Oh, I want to say
Kevin Sorbo as Hercules.
I don't even know.
Kevin Sorbo.
Legacy. It's all about his work on Earth right now, what he's doing. Because he keeps continuing to give us some gems. It's called... What's that movie that you and God's Not Dead?
It's the best part of that movie.
He's still working. I don't know. Okay, then Logan.
What about him?
Legend or legacy?
Depending on what lore we're going for.
Okay.
I would say legacy for movies, because he's growing and branching off from that.
Booyah, yeah.
But legend in certain storylines where they don't really know who he is. And he's kind of become just that, thing of just legends. Yeah, I'd say legacy would probably be his fullest kind of thing, maybe.
Okay. Because I was reading, like I told you before, like yesterday, I was reading like Logan Legacy. And I think that's why Yeah, it's like how he affected everyone else, because they had this one story with Drake and his son that I never knew he had. Yeah, he's like the Dark Wolverine, and he's gay. It's kind of cool because he kisses a guy, and it's kind of weird. I'm like, that is awesome. And I'm thinking, like, I never heard of a damn Dark Wolverine, but there is one. He had a son. He's there. Where was I going with this? Sorry.
I don't know.
Wait.
It's his legacy.
They're talking about him more so like he's the legend, because you had people bidding on parts of his body that were left over, that, you know, some a part of like a couple bone claws and something else that were left over from him. They were bidding on it because some people wanted to study it, but some people just wanted it as a trophy because the dude was dead and he was so menacing to them. So I was thinking more of Wolverine the legend, because he is like this kind of folklorish figure.
Yeah.
He's like a myth existing in real time. You hear about him, and you only regret to hear about him when he shows up on your doorstep, because he's probably not there for a good thing, as far as Wolverine was concerned.
For the most part.
Yeah. I can see a legacy for the movie because, you know, it's a continuity of time. And he has given us 15, 20 years almost of his life as Wolverine.
I was supposed to say since 2000.
He even did Les Miserables, or Miserables.
Les Miserables.
Les Miserables, where he lost like all that power. See, let me tell y'all something. If you guys watch X-Men, I'm sorry, Hugh Jackman, I know you like to lift weights, brah, but you own something, brah. You own something, because you watch X-Men.
He's on life.
You see how lean?
Oh, he was so lean.
Lean muscle that was.
Yeah.
Lean muscle. But then the second one, he got a little beefy.
Got a little more, not
and
too
then there
hard.
was some veins, weird veins sticking out.
The veins started coming around in the third one for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit more of the HGH and the pumpy pumps, allegedly. But I'm thinking there was a little something more there, and then, you know, because he just got that abnormalcy to
I was about to say, like his arms, he's turning into a leather man.
Yeah,
with a bunch of veins growing.
Like a lot of these bodybuilders and Steven Stallone, not Steven Stallone. They had a brainchild. They had a child, and it was called Steven Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yes, like he's leathery.
Oh, he's very leathery.
Weird leathery. Okay, so who else? Okay, let me stump you. Let me see. Let me look at you. Eisenhower.
He's the man. He's the myth. He's the legend.
There you go.
It's Eisenhower, man.
That's a perfect answer.
World War I hero right there.
Right? He's like everything. He's all the above, man. Jeez. That was a good one.
Why Eisenhower?
Huh?
Why Eisenhower?
Because he's a figure, man. He's an important figure.
He was a very important figure.
And he exists in time, and people still reflect upon what he did for his nation, and it impacts a lot of what we consider politics now. Some of his decisions made back then in wartime. You know, I could have threw in Reagan, or I could have threw in Bill Clinton, but he's still entertaining me to this day.
Voting for you, because I'm Bill Clinton.
I'm sick of Bill. What's another one?
I'm the closest thing to a black president before Obama.
Yeah, he was.
I was on Arsenio.
You see that Saturday Night Live, Valentine's Day special? When they were giving them the Black History Month chocolates.
No.
You have all these like chocolates, and then you have white chocolate on Bill Clinton, like head.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I was like, "Is that Bill Clinton?" Because it's just one white chocolate. It was Bill Clinton. It was hilarious. Oh, Stephen Hawking.
Legacy.
Yes,
legacy.
Yeah. He just keeps going and
going. He's going, and his
studies,
his work is still going and expanding with other people.
And will continue later on. Even, just the fact that dude's still alive is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I just wrote about him. Okay. Let's see, what else? Somebody else. Okay. Bobby Fischer.
Bobby Fischer's a legend, man.
Legend? Why?
Because his story just goes on, but no one really grew from him.
Has there ever been another chess player as good as him?
That little boy from In Search of Bobby Fischer.
Who is not in the movie.
Yeah.
Has there been anyone? I don't follow the chess scene, but because has there
the Queen of Katwa?
Because back then she was good, but I don't think she was Bobby Fischer good.
No, I don't think she was Bobby
Fischer
either.
Why don't we follow chess more? Because back then they made it into like a sport.
Well, they made it because
people were tuning in. Well, it's the Russian. It was the thing between the Russian and
fighting the Reds.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Okay. I got another one.
Okay.
Vlad Putin.
Vladimir Putin. You mean?
Whatever. He's a vampire to me now.
Blah blah blah.
He's gonna live forever.
God, fuck, you never know. Ugh. Legacy, I guess. I don't know. He's not really a legend. I mean, he's still going, so he's not really in either category because he's still kind of going.
Is he immortal?
I don't think so.
What's more important? Immortal legacy or being immortal the legend?
I'd say legacy because you can grow more from that as a culture, but sometimes that can be a bad thing to do.
Name one.
Jesus.
True.
Yeah. I mean, his legacy is gone for good stuff and bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Bad things have been done for Christianity and for good.
Yeah. True that. That's a good one. Yeah. That's another one that would affect the legacy, affect us in a negative way as such.
Hitler.
Oh, good Lord. But yet, his legacy, it's not really legacy because it stopped right there.
No, it's going still. If there are Nazis still in the world, it's still going.
I guess you're right, yeah.
And it's a sad fact. This got too real.
S&M. Go.
S&M? Are we talking about?
I want to ask you this question, though. This is a random question.
CNC Music Factory.
This is a random question. Okay.
I got the power.
Let's say it's an S&M, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we got an S&M couple, right? And we have one black, and we have one white, right? Yeah. Is it wrong for the white dude or white woman, white person, to call the other one a slave if he is the master?
I would say it's not in that. If it's in their culture like that.
Fuck that, man! You don't know black people. No, you never say it. I don't care. Culture. You don't never say it, yo. I don't know. I was driving to pick you up. I was thinking about that because I had this little skit I was going to put on right now, but I'm not going to do it. Because it's all based on like 50 Shades of Grey. You have to watch that movie.
I don't know how to feel about this one. Slave, you like that?
You should take that belt and stop beating your ass. You don't know black people. Don't ever call a black person a slave. I don't care what the fuck you say. You can say you're my accompanied sex partner or something, or my partner. What's another word for a slave? Cleaning lady? I don't know, but
cleaning lady.
Thomas Jefferson.
Legacy, because the Constitution is.
There you go. Good pull.
And that's another bad legacy sometimes when you think about it, because people are using it in bad ways. Sure. Some people use it in good ways. You should take it verbatim. You try to use it to enact your own beliefs. Just doing it for their own selves.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my guns, but you can't talk shit about me.
Oh, I got something. This is a good one. Steve Jobs.
I would say, God, his legacy is just not being put to good use, I think. Because they're not innovating anymore. Apple hasn't been innovative enough. And that's what he would have wanted. An ever-changing Apple.
But since he came out with the iPhone, everyone else, he was the president. He was the start of that. He initiated this whole thing.
Yeah.
So does that make him legend? Since from this idea that him and everyone else concocted, we have what we have now. This is a market full of these wonderful devices or distracting, horrible, damn devices. Do you ever talk to your kids anymore? No. I was driving in that one school on Craycroft. Nope. I don't know. Craycroft. Going down Craycroft, there's one school. Whatever, elementary. You could tell these kids were kind of like out on recess type thing, or maybe they were supposed to be running the track. I saw these two little girls. They're just walking. First of all, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be running. Looking at that phone. Just looking at the damn phone. I'm like, Ain't this a bitch? I wanted to yell out my window and tell him, hey, get to running, girl. And then I thought,
well, if it's recess, they don't need to be running.
No, it was not too early to be recess.
So it was PE then?
I think it was like PE. I think it was PE because other kids were playing on the courts and stuff over there. But yet they were just walking around, but far away from the courts and maybe from the instructor, the teacher, so they can play on their damn phones and just walk around. So sad. They were getting exercise, I guess, because they were moving, but
they're playing Pokemon Go.
It's just sad, man. Sad. I don't think I have anyone else. Alfred Hitch. No, I was kidding.
Alf.
Sadist.
Alf.
Legendary.
Legend.
Yeah, he's a legendary alien. E.T.
Legend.
Fuck E.T. He's a little bitch. I hate E.T. nowadays.
He could take your life force.
He could. Can he move things?
I think so.
Yeah, he had the little floaty ball things.
He can go inside people's minds. He got inside Elliot's mind.
Did he? Oh yeah. He is Xavier.
Then got drunk.
He's Xavier. Like
we should watch E.T.
200. That's coming on sooner or later, isn't it? Aren't they doing another special anniversary? They do one like every year. Every year is not an anniversary, people. Yeah, it's not. I'm telling you.
Just because it's a year more doesn't make shit.
Yeah, no. Okay,
if it's the 5th or 10th year, that's a special anniversary.
Yes.
You know, it's like, hey, people remember this shit.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know what year it would be for E.T. I think it would be like 35th, if anything.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
actually, you're right. Damn, yeah.
Because it was 82.
But didn't we just celebrate it last year?
I don't remember.
An anniversary of sorts, or was it like a few years ago? I think they all blend together now.
They really do.
See, people, as you get older, all the years just blend together. It's so sad. So answer the question then. How do you kill an immortal? Thinking about the legend or the legacy of something dealing with immortality. How do you kill an immortal?
Throw them into the sun and shoot anyone who remembers him.
Yeah. You would have to, because immortal is just being something that lives on. Yeah. We can use it in the context of a thought. Mm-hmm. You can use it in the context of something physical or a person or the idea.
Give everybody a lobotomy and forget about them.
Yeah, you can't kill an immortal. I don't know, it's just really bogging me. I'm like, how do you kill an immortal? And so, because we're thinking about this, like some of the comic books. I haven't read Death of Wolverine. We'll talk about that later. Mm-hmm. Some more comics, but they kill Wolverine. But how do you kill him?
In the literal sense, or in the?
I don't know.
Because you gotta because you're pulling.
Because then you have a spawn of him. Well, because he does have that Draken kid, and then he has X-23, which is a clone of him, which is basically would be him as this other person, which was pretty cool with her story, because in her story she was like she didn't feel anything when he died, and she was mad at that, because she was mad at him because he said he would always be there for her. And so she was very highly upset. In her storyline was she found one of those Canadian guys, or that Canadian League that they had of like superheroes. It was a comic. They had a team.
You mean the Super Canadians?
Something like that.
The Mounties.
No, they didn't call them the Mounties, but they had this kid, and he basically tells her like why he does what he does, because he's dying of cancer. But he still goes out, and he lost his power. Yeah. Because of the mutant thing. I think he lost his power with around the time with the mutant cure. But he still goes out as like a vigilante, hunting down evildoers and taking them out, until the day he dies, because he wanted to know that he meant something, that he did something. It's all about legacy, what you do on Earth and now. And so she was like, okay, well, it wasn't all about just how he died. It's more about how he affected me with his time here on Earth. And, he said he would be there for her. He would always help her understand who she is. That is the clone of her. So, but how do you live to be an immortal in a time like this? Let's say, because think about it,
Because you get your 5 minutes of fame nowadays. That's all it is, really.
Yeah.
It's all 15 seconds.
Yeah, think about that. Like, all these people, because they say everything lives on the web. Does that make you an immortal?
I guess. I mean, in some ways. I mean, just because no one's talking about you doesn't mean you're not there.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's poetic.
Yeah.
Oh. Because, I don't know. Because I heard, like, is the death of Wolverine sad? That comic?
I mean, it's sad.
Yeah.
In the sense of Wolverine dies.
Yeah. Does that really affect you though?
Not really, because I didn't really pay attention to the continuity of Marvel currently, truth be told.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a huge Marvel fan for the comics.
Oh, yeah.
I'm barely in for the movies, truth be told.
I know you're not even. Yeah, we've talked about that a while.
Even Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is making me go, eh.
A lot of it is making me go, eh.
It's just, it's there. Hey, it's another movie. That's all it is for me.
Yeah.
Just another movie.
And that sucks. Let's talk about immortality in movies then.
And who remembers Iron Man 3 anymore?
Like, how can... Yeah, like, nowadays, like, last year, I went through and listed all the movies that I actually saw in theaters.
Yeah.
78. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Ask me how many motherfucking ones I actually remember. You know what I'm saying?
2.
I saw movies that were like blah.
Yeah.
But yet nothing stuck.
I was like, for me this year,
what is it? Is
like
it just
6?
Does it just go in? You don't really
it just
process it. You just
mind,
move around. So
like,
what's the fucking purpose of watching them? Just instant gratification?
I guess at this point,
right?
It's just the market has become. There's so much coming out, and we're seeing so much of it that nothing's really leaving that lasting impact. There's no Citizen Kane, there's no Jaws, but there's nothing in the industry that's making us go, wow, this is something new. This is something that's going to change. This is a game changer.
Yeah.
Nothing's a game changer anymore.
Yeah. So basically, you're talking about the quality of films.
Yeah.
Because they're making less. It seems like there's more because there's one coming out every week or a few, but yet they're actually making less films than normal. Most of these studios, except for Disney, are making less than like maybe 5 movies a year.
That's not the same. I mean, Sony already had
like
2 movies this year.
Big blockbusters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Sony. Which ones they have?
They had Resident Evil and Underworld.
Oh my goodness!
Those were both. They were both Sony. They were both Sony.
No wonder I hated them so much. They're the same damn movie. I
can't wait till Resident Evil comes over to fucking my theater. I bet you that's the
only one that they have. I bet you those 2 titles, and then they won't release anything.
They got the Emoji movie coming out this year.
They won't release anything till summer because they don't have the Spider-Man vehicle, but they have a part in it, so you'll see the logo up there. But
no, I think Sony has something else coming. I don't know anything past that in my mind. We don't think about it, honestly, because like Legendary Pictures is technically owned by Warner Brothers, so technically they have a movie coming out with Skull Island, and they just had what's it called? Great Wall, I believe, was Legendary, wasn't it?
It was Legendary. So, yes, you're right, sir.
So
that is Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord, that movie.
That's a pretty fun one.
It was actually pretty fun.
It's pretty fun.
So yeah. So what is the point though? If it doesn't live long without you, man. If it does, I guess I don't know. I don't know why. I shouldn't even think about that because I love the movies. But how do you let them? I don't know. I keep saying like
you're having an existential crisis. I'm sorry.
Maybe because I guess it's because sometimes I sit there and I'm like, okay, yeah. I want to stay and I want to watch movies.
Yeah.
Because I love movies. When does it become tedious and like what does it do for me? You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like video games, There's like so many in the market nowadays and stuff like that, It's TV shows. Everything there's just so much to ingest nowadays.
So much.
They
keep telling me about new shows on Netflix and stuff. I'm like, I haven't seen anything. They got new shit coming on HBO. I haven't seen shit. I haven't seen any no season, like no full season of The Walking Dead. Or I'm like, how can we keep up as a freaking society?
I just got PS4 and I'm still playing Lego Dimensions on my Xbox One.
Yeah.
What? That I bought a PS4?
Yep.
I just got it this week.
Oh, did
with
you?
my tax return. With some of it, and then I put the rest of my savings.
I thought they said that stuff was delayed.
With what?
The tax returns. You didn't get
I got mine.
Really? Because, we were watching the news and they were saying because of something that some tax returns will be delayed. I don't know why, but they say they were going to be at least a delay this year in tax returns. Yeah. They won't be released as expedited as normal.
I lucked out, I guess.
Good. Oh, okay, sweet. Oh.
Got it, put it away for the most part, and bought a PS4.
Got a PS4. Wow.
And I also bought Ratchet and Clank.
Oh.
I have 2
that
games.
New one, right?
Yeah, it came out last year.
Recently, they recently.
I was about to say it's supposed to be really good. I bought it because it was $17 at Walmart.
Oh, you actually gonna play the damn games though?
Yeah.
You gonna play it?
I'm gonna play it.
Can I borrow it?
You ain't gonna play them?
No, I want to play Last of Us.
You need to borrow my PS4?
Eventually. when it's not so new anymore. It doesn't have that not so fresh smell anymore.
You gotta let me play it first.
Okay, I can do that. That's a good concession. Yeah, you haven't played it yet?
I haven't played it yet because I have a PS3.
But you have friends with PSs.
I don't go over to my friend's house to play their stations.
No, well, y'all used to game together. It's called gaming together.
We play multiplayer games. We don't play single player games.
I bought a game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
For the Steam from Steam or
no, for the Xbox.
Oh.
I'm still in my kid's Xbox, I realize that. Cause he bought Color Splash for Christmas. We're like, okay, dude, you got money from your papa, from grandpa. So what do you want to buy with it? And he said, okay, cool. He goes through, he knows what he wants. He takes us to the video game out, gets Color Splash, brings it home, and then what?
Doesn't play it.
No.
That's Color Splash?
It's still Mario Color Splash.
Oh, Mario. Paper Mario Color Splash. Paper Mario. Okay, I was like, what? I'm like,
you little son of a bitch. And so I bought that one game that we were excited for coming out.
Oh, We Happy Few?
No.
Oh, different.
Because they're still in freaking testing.
It's still in testing, yeah. I thought it was supposed to be out last month.
It was supposed to be out this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still in testing. I was talking to someone who was playing it. Oh, somebody at work. Oh, I think it was Zach. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was playing. He said, yeah, no, they're still in kind of.
Some of those games, they take a little extra,
Yeah. He said it's good, but, they still haven't worked out all the kinks and stuff. I'm like, oh, man. I really like that. But Ghost Recon.
Oh, the Wildlands hasn't come out yet.
Wildlands is coming out, though.
So you reserved it.
I pre-ordered it.
Nice.
Yes, I did one of those things from Target because Target says if we didn't spend money, then they would cancel our card. So we had to spend some money. I bought a blender.
Ooh.
And Ghost Recon. Not a blender. Mixer. I already have a blender. I bought my Ninja. We bought it for Christmas because you can get good deals on blenders at Christmas, people.
You can.
Get yourself a Ninja. This thing is awesome. But yeah. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to try to play that Wolverine game for a little bit, though, too.
The game is fun.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
We were playing it, but we screwed that up. Yeah. I screwed it up. It's called press record, people. I cannot get this shit right. I'm just horrible at it. So I'll keep trying and keep failing until I get it right.
Right.
So that's all I can do. And that's all we can do. You guys, the place full, but we're always open for suggestions. So if you guys want to leave anything, you want to read some blogs, you want to leave us a comment or something like that, just go to talkingwithburritos.com. And you'll find us there, contact information, everything. Oh, you can also find Chris on iTunes at Speaking of Which, another podcast that he hosts.
Yeah, I'm actually going to release one tomorrow, February 22nd.
No, I don't like that. You release your last one on Friday, so release it on Friday.
No. It's a new one. It's Questing for What. Questing for What's a Wednesday show.
Oh, okay, all right. Introducing a new one to the fray.
You got Questing for What, but it's going to be in Speaking of Which's area because I'm cheap and don't want to buy another domain thing or buy another
RSS feed. Oh,
because that shit's expensive. Especially if you want. If I was a bigger conglomerate, maybe I would, but it'll be just called Questing for What.
It is expensive, with certain things. All depends on how much content you want to put out there. I know that one for Lisbon, they have like a $5 a month, but you only get so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're running more content for Questing, when you probably
Questing
need
for
more.
What?
So it's going to be a part of it. So it's going to show up on
Speaking of Witches.
Speaking of Witches. Oh, okay, I got you.
But
so
it's still going to be on there, but as Questing for What.
Can you categorize it? Can you put questing for what, so that kind of...
I'll have it as called Questing for What episode 1 on there, so you can see that.
Okay.
So, I don't know if I can categorize it past
I don't know either.
I don't think you can.
Because it's SoundCloud, right?
Yeah, it's SoundCloud. Yeah. And I don't know how long it's going to last, so I don't know if I really want to invest in a $5 a month. And, it'll probably
But see, it's good to release it on the feed, and then people will like it, and then maybe if you get some positive feedback from it, then that'll help you decide whether you want to continue with it on its own RSS and pay for that.
Yeah,
that service. Maybe that'll help.
I still gotta make art for it.
But it's good to test it though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a good one. Put it on you because it's always go where your audience is first, and then you can branch out there because then they'll go along with you. So That's what that is. I'll stop talking about things. This has been Talking with Burritos. I am Jerry. JJ Wang.
I'm Christopher the Rupel.
And that's a wrap.
Not a burrito.
There you go.